morning, you're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. First, the headlines. The Scouts and Guides of the Governorate of North Batna wins His Majesty Sultan Qaboos Cup of the Supreme Scout. The 5th Conference on Oman Relations with African Horn Countries concludes with a number of recommendations. The 4th International Conference of the Omani Society for Obstetrics and Gynecology discusses the latest in this field. And the trade volume between the Sultanate and China exceeds $20 billion. Those were the headlines, and now for the news in detail. The Scouts and Guides of the Governorate of North Batna won His Majesty Sultan Qaboos Cup of the Supreme Scout. This came during an honouring ceremony held in the Governorate of Muscat. The event was accompanied by musical pieces and scout shows, as well as some artistic performances to express allegiance and loyalty to the Supreme Scout, His Majesty the Sultan. The Scouting movement in the Sultanate aims to instill on its members positive values and principles and build their capabilities to participate actively in the society. The honouring ceremony was presided over by His Excellency Dr. Abdullah bin Mohammed As-Saidi, Minister of Legal Affairs. The 5th Conference on Oman Relations with African Horn Countries concluded at Moroni with a number of recommendations, including continuing efforts to enhance political, economic, cultural and social relations between the Sultanate and the African Horn countries, and between the Sultanate and the Union of Comoros. The conference also recommended promoting the study of Arabic in these countries in general and the Comoros in particular. It also recommended highlighting the extraordinary historic relationship between Arabic and Swahili to foster relations between the two sides. The participants recommended attaching more interest in joint scientific research between the students from the Sultanate and the African Horn countries, besides allocating more scholarships for students interested to study history and culture between the Sultanate and the Comoros. They also suggested highlighting the role of Omani traders in promoting Islam and Islamic culture and heritage in the African Horn countries. Lastly, they recommended including the joint history subjects between the Sultanate and the Union of Comoros and the African Horn countries at the school curricula, developing the Quran schools in the Comoros and the exchange of expertise in the Islamic studies. The 4th International Conference of the Omani Society for Obstetrics and Gynecology started today under the auspices of His Excellency Dr. Ali bin Talib Al-Hinai, Undersecretary of the Ministry of Health for Planning Affairs. The 2-day conference aims at advising obstetricians and gynecologists of the latest developments in their field and create a platform for discussing and sharing views among them and the international speakers. The conference includes 14 working papers by local and international speakers on the latest developments in embryo medicine, the endometriosis pre-IVF genic test, and other topics.
This is the 4th International Conference in Obstetrics and Gynecology, which is running in 2 days, and inviting many international and national speakers covering the different subspecialties. And we also have a great workshop on time management. The purpose is to make sure that all the doctors are skilled and the subspecialties, and to have proper policies and protocols in the country, improving women's health and child health.
Seeking to expand its services at long international flights and enhancing economic and commercial relations between the Sultanate and international commercial and touristic capital, Oman Air, the national transport of the Sultanate, inaugurated direct flights between Muscat and Chinese Guangzhou at a rate of 4 weekly flights. The inauguration ceremony was presided over by His Excellency Yahya bin Saeed Al Jabri, Chairman of Duqm Special Economic Zone Authority. The new flights gave opportunity for Chinese people and other travelers to reach Oman Air International Flights network and contribute in enhancing political, social and economic links between the Sultanate and China, in addition to facilitate transport of businessmen and investors in both countries. statement for the Sultanate of Oman Radio and Television, His Excellency Yofo Laung, the Chinese ambassador to the Sultanate, stressed that the trade volume between Oman and China exceeded $20 billion. The Public Authority for Investment Promotion and Export Development, ITRA, organized a workshop under the title Labour Market Efficiency at the Diplomatic Club today. The workshop discussed the major challenges facing the Omani labour market and means of improving them in accordance with the aspirations of the next phase. The second ITRA workshop, scheduled for 13th of December, will focus on government services which are key to help the Sultanate's business community deliver new products and services, as well as expand both at home and abroad. The December 13th workshop has been designed specifically to discuss and showcase a range of current government initiatives that are helping local businesses overcome these hurdles, whether that's with mentoring grants, incubator space, or export advice. Still to come in our news bulletin. Oman International Vehicles Show 2016 showcases the latest car models. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. The National Youth Commission organized a debating competition at Al-Buraimi University. Participants debated about the social problems concerning the society. More details in the following report by Musa bin Jafar Al-Lawati.
The National Youth Commission facilitated the National Debating Competition of Universities and Colleges, aiming to encourage the Omani youth in honing their debating skills. This event lasted for 2 days, and teams representing different higher educational institutions participated in this competition.
This competition basically it's organized for the first time in the Sultanate. The purpose of this competition is to encourage youth engagement and empowerment to discuss social subjects where they are involved in.
The topics of the debates reflected issues affecting society, and the participants displayed their skills as orator.
There are participants from 15 teams from different colleges and universities all over Oman. And we have also experts coming from other countries to supervise this competition.
The National Youth Commission firmly believes that such events create a launching platform for budding professionals. The winning teams of this competition will represent the Sultanate in international events that will be announced at later stage. From Al-Buraimi Governorate, Musa bin Jafar Al-Lawati.
The International Maritime College, Oman, held a ceremony to celebrate the graduation of the 9th batch of its students in specializations of sea navigation, marine engineering, cargo transport and ports management, and others. The number of graduates reached 328 diploma and bachelor degree holders. The graduation ceremony included graduate speeches who expressed their happiness for graduation after hard work and efforts they exerted during the years of study. At the end, the chief guest presented certificates for the graduates. The Sur University College held a ceremony for the graduation of 238 diploma and bachelor degree holders from various specializations, including information technology, business management, marketing, and finance. After acquiring the knowledge and skills, the fresh graduates are considered a new addition to the labour market. It is worth mentioning that the colleges and universities around the Sultanate are working together with higher education institutions to qualify the students as well as make them capable to serve and build their beloved country. Oman International Vehicle Show 2016 showcased the latest car models with its various categories was inaugurated at Oman Conference and Exhibition Center. The three-day exhibition provided new and intellectual thoughts in attracting all age categories who are concerned about the car's world. The exhibition contributed in supporting the Sultanate's efforts to be in the list of big international exhibitions. And now for the general weather forecast. Clear to partly cloudy skies will prevail over the coastal areas overlooking Sea of Oman, with chances of scattered rainfall. Rest of the Sultanate will have clear skies. Winds will be northwesterly light to moderate, occasionally active over the coastal areas. Seas will be slight to moderate with a maximum wave height of 1.5 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Scouts and Guides of the Governorate of North Bartana wins His Majesty Sultan Qaboos Cup of the Supreme Scout. The 5th Conference on Oman Relations with African Horn Countries concludes with a number of recommendations. The 4th International Conference of the Omani Society for Obstetrics and Gynecology discusses the latest in this field. And the trade volume between the Sultanate and China exceeds $20 billion. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.